But the reason why I was so fascinated by Superman was because he knew what was happening in the world around him, even far away. He could hear when someone was in distress. When an accident was about to happen, he would know it, and he would fly out the window, and he would go and save the beautiful woman and the kids in the car and whatever. So I was deeply fascinated by this ability to see through walls and just know what was happening around us in the world so that we could be more efficient and save people and do all sorts of cool things. For me, that's what the IoT is about. The IoT is about basically making all of us into superwomen and supermen by giving us insights into what is happening in the physical world around us. The IoT for me is not about gadgets. Sure, there are some gadgets, I own some, but the real IoT is about the data, the insights we can get on what's happening in the physical world, so that we can make smarter decisions and so that we can create new services that make our lives better. So this means that either we need to come up with a way of becoming superwoman and superman, but I don't have the magical solution for that, sadly. I'm sorry about that. But what we can do is that we can try to come up with a solution of getting the same insights as Superman and Superwoman has, meaning that we can deploy sensors in the physical world that can tell us what's happening. That can tell us what's happening in the things and around the things where we've put the sensors, so that we get that knowledge, that data on what's happening, so that we can make decisions based upon what's happening in the physical world. So this is all about digitizing what is happening in the physical world. Now, digitization is nothing new. It's an era that we've been in for a long time. You've all seen what's happened to music. Many years ago, you would have to go to some place where there was a great musician to actually listen to music. Then we started digitizing music. We got LPs, CDs. We've got streaming services. It has completely disrupted how we consume music. We've also seen digitization moving into the physical world. The biggest deployment of physical sensors that we have today is mobile phones. So we all have mobile phones, smartphones, feature phones, all sorts of phones. And those phones have sensors in them. So by owning a mobile phone, you're actually kind of a Superman already today, or Superwoman, so you can already be happy by that. And what they allow us to do is create new services based on these insights that we get from having sensors on people all over the world. One example is navigation. So when you're driving, or if you're lost when you're walking in a new city you don't know, then you can pull up Google Maps or Waze or some other service that can tell you how to get to your destination. You even have services such as Waze and Google Maps that use all of the data from all of the users to detect where there's a lot of traffic, so that they can guide you around those obstacles so you can get to your destination much quicker. All of that is based on insights on what is happening in the physical world. Now, as soon as we get data on what's happening in the physical world and we pull that into the cloud, then we can use all of those tools that we already master so well, which are mobile applications and web applications that allow us to crunch that data and send alerts to people through text messages or through fancy interfaces. We've got all of the data algorithms that allow us to crunch historical data, to even do predictions and say, when something is happening in the physical world, we know that whenever that happens, 1 week later, the thing breaks down. Say that the projector projecting in here all of a sudden starts to move a bit slower. It will still work, but the engine starts to slow down because maybe it's getting old, the projector. Then if we have historical data on all of those projectors, we will know that in exactly 1 week's time, the projector will break down. So we can use all of that data to do predictions. But the thing is, mobile phones are great, and mobile networks are great. But if we want to truly become Superwoman and Superman, we need a way to have many more sensors, all sorts of small, simple to install, simple to maintain sensors all around us. And that's not something we can do with traditional networks and traditional